people from all over the world tune in via Facebook Live. There's a Facebook Live called Jerusalem Prayer Team, and it has 73 million people that follow it. And we were able from Jerusalem to basically get out the word about the relaunch of the Knesset Christian Allies Caucus. The caucus is made up of members of Knesset from 7 political parties, left to right, religious to secular. And we work to build what we call faith-based diplomacy through the work with Christian leaders around the world.
Now, this caucus, what is the main goal of it? What are you trying to do?
So basically, we have 42 Israel Allies caucuses in parliaments around the world, about 1,000 members of parliament in our network. What we work to do is to get these members of parliament to take their biblical support and turn it into real political action. Some of the best successes of faith-based diplomacy is the anti-BDS legislation that we were able to be involved in the United States in 32 states, the moving of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, the moving of the Guatemalan Embassy to Jerusalem, the block of Christian support that we have in Africa today. So we see that faith-based diplomacy is the most important weapon we have in our diplomatic arsenal. And people of faith are coming together around the world in an unprecedented burst of activity to support the state of Israel.
Now, the tourism industry has been battered by the coronavirus, and many Christian pilgrims don't have the ability to visit Israel right now as a result of these lockdowns. How are Christians around the world able to still connect with the state of Israel from abroad? Are there any virtual tourism programs that are currently in place right now?
Well, I think this event that we did today was just an example of the unique and out-of-the-box thinking we're trying to do to get Christians more involved with the state of Israel. We've been around since 2004, and every one of our launches has been in the Knesset. But when we realized that we can't hold events in the Knesset, we said we have to do something live. And we were able to bring the chairman of our Israelite caucus from around the world together and millions of Christians to see Jerusalem, to see Israel. And I think shows like yours also are a great avenue to showcase what's here. Look, the country's not going to be locked down forever, and so we need to start thinking about the day after. And by getting people to understand what Israel has to offer, I think we're able to build on next year's tourism.
So what is your hope for the next year in terms of how this caucus is going to be able to support Israel and Christian communities abroad and connecting to the state of Israel?
Well, we work on 3 main topics. One of them is recognition of Jerusalem. We hope that in the next year to come, we're going to see a lot more countries moving their embassies to Jerusalem, recognize Jerusalem as their undivided capital. Secondly, the threat of Iran. I think more people are finding out that Iran is not just an Israel issue or a U.S. issue, it's a global issue. Mm-hmm. And most importantly now is fighting the BDS and anti-Semitism that we're seeing across the globe. One of our big initiatives is in Europe with our 16 Israel Allies caucuses in the parliaments there, fight the anti-Semitic labeling of Jewish goods in Judea, Samaria, Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights. And we're going to see a big wave of support in Europe against these anti-Semitic regulations.